Hey everybody, Alan Heffelfinger at LCS Picks on Twitter here. I'm gonna break down another MLS slate today. I'm gonna go a little shorter with this one, I think, because I just came off an awesome Nuggets win and I'm enjoying a nice Michelob Ultra for my figure. So yeah, let's get into this MLS slate. Uh, this one has a pretty heavy favorite on it in NYCFC, and whenever there's a heavy favorite like that, especially if I think that there's a chance they're going to shut the other team out and also score multiple goals, I almost always am going to be stacking that team. So I think I will be doing that with NYCFC again here, just trying to fade some of those plays that might be really popular on the slate. So with that in mind, let's get right into it. So the first game we got on the slate is Red Bull New York against DC United. Red Bulls are plus 115 to win the game, and then DC United is plus 237 to win the game. It is actually at DC United, but they have been struggling quite a bit lately. And I do expect New York Red Bulls to win this game, and I don't think it's safe to play DC United right now. They're just in such a mess right now. So I'll look at a couple of Red Bull New York options. Their team total is set at over 1.5 minus 125, so they are expected to score 2 goals in this game by the books. And so getting some of their options looks like it won't be too bad. The other thought I had about this game is that there's a chance that DC United can't score because, like I mentioned, they're not doing well. And so I was thinking maybe a couple defenders from Red Bulls might be interesting. Yeah, so I like Kyle Duncan here at 5,500. Kyle Duncan actually just won their Player of the Month award. He's been in really good form lately. He's a pacey wingback that gets up and down the field, puts in crosses, can get assists, all that stuff. And he also has that chance to get the shutout uh, bonus. So I would play Kyle Duncan here for sure at 5,500 because he's more like a fantasy points per game, like a midfielder or forward. And so he's priced really well if he were a forward or midfielder. So Kyle Duncan, I think, is a good play here. And then another person I thought was pretty interesting is Jared Stroud at 4,300. He's looked pretty good in the couple games that he started in a row. He's outside winger, same kind of things as Duncan. He's fast, gets up and down, puts crosses into the box, so he could get you an assist. And he has a couple shots in his last few games where he started, so he could be due for a goal. So I think Jared Stroud at 4,300 is probably the best value midfielder on the board. So I would look at Jared Stroud and Kyle Duncan in that game, and then I would stay away from DC United entirely. Okay. After that game, we've got the big favorite. We got New York City FC, who are minus 241 to win the game against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is in their second year. They just haven't really found their footing in MLS yet. They don't have enough talent to keep up right now, to be honest. And New York City FC is a strong team playing at home, so I like them to get at least 2 goals in this game. Their team total is actually set at over 2.5, which is pretty rare in MLS unless you're LAFC last season. It's typically set at 1.5, and then they minus for a favorite to score 2 goals. So the books actually set this one at 2.5, expecting New York City FC to score 2 goals most of the time, which I agree with. So I think they're going to be the best play on this slate. I think you have to have them on your team. I think that you probably have to stack them as well to win. So some of the players that I like from this game, I don't like Cincinnati. Obviously, they are a big underdog in this one. Uh, I like Heber here. Heber has the highest combined expected goals and expected assists on the team, and he's priced the lowest of their forwards. So I was pretty surprised by this because Castellanos also didn't start in the last game, and he is above him. So Heber could be pretty highly owned because of his price point here. but I also think that he's probably the most likely to score in the game for NYCFC. So I think you have to play him no matter what. So at 7,900 Hever, yeah, he's a must play there. In the midfield, I like Jesus Medina. He has been given the attacking midfield spot for now. I know that a lot of NYCFC fans are not super excited about that. The thing about attacking midfielders is that when your team is not scoring goals, the fans are going to hate the guy. But he has created a lot of scoring chances. His expected goals plus assists per 90 minutes is at 0.42. So, that's a pretty nice number for an attacking midfielder. New York City FC just hasn't been getting it done in reality, and I think against Cincinnati that could be a nice get right spot for them and for him. Someone else I like, because you could get the shutout bonus, the +3 for keeping a clean sheet with the defender, is Tinnerholm. Tinnerholm is their outside back, just like Duncan, gets up and down the field, puts the crosses into the box, even cuts into the box with the ball, sometimes plays off the midfielders, plays more like a midfielder. He's just a really attack-minded fullback, and so I like him a lot here because you could get an assist from him, you could get a goal from him, you can get that clean sheet bonus. So Tinnerholm is a good play here. Matarrita, it's pretty similar. That's how New York City FC likes to play. They like to get their fullbacks overlapping outside on the wings and put the ball into the box. So either of those guys is a pretty good play, but with Tinnerholm being the lower priced one, I would probably go with him. And then finally, I think you got to play their goalkeeper, Sean Johnson, because he has the best chance to get a shutout. He has the best chance to get a win. He could get a couple saves in there too. Obviously, Cincinnati's not a great offensive team, but it's more important that he gets the shutout than he gets saves anyway. So yeah, I like Sean Johnson as your goalkeeper on this slate. He's going to be the highest owned goalkeeper for sure, but I think you have to play him knowing that you're most likely getting that win bonus and have a good shot at the clean sheet bonus. This game, Miami versus Orlando. Orlando is favored -110 in that game. Miami's +293. I actually don't agree with that line. I would probably bet Miami at those odds because they're almost 3-1 there to win the game, and I think they have a decent shot at winning the game. But I don't see a lot of goals in this game. Neither team is favored to score 2 goals, so I'm just going to stay away from this game entirely for fantasy purposes. The last game on this slate is New England versus Philadelphia. Philadelphia is +103 to win the game, and New England is +315 to win the game. So again, Philadelphia is a pretty heavy favorite here. Their over 1.5 is set at -116, so the books do expect them to score 2 goals. And New England's over 1.5 is set at +173, so don't expect them to score 2 goals. So I'm going to look at a couple of Philly players for us here. So with Sergio Santos out, they have gone to Andrew Wooten, and Andrew Wooten had a really impressive showing in the bubble. He's the third highest expected goals plus expected assist players per 90 minutes on this slate. Now, he only has 200 minutes, so those numbers are slightly small sample size, but it points to a productive player, and I liked what I saw from him. He seems like a good finisher. He's pretty good with his back to the goal. So I think that he's a really good play at 6,100 as a starting forward. You don't typically see that. So I will definitely be playing Andrew Wooten here. And then the other guy that I like from Philadelphia is Brenden Aaronson. He's at 6,800. That's a really nice number for him. He's in really, really good form. I feel like every article I read in MLS is about him. He's a true number 10. He can make the final pass. He can finish it on his own. He's got the full package, and he's like I said, in really good form right now. So I think you should be playing Brenden Aaronson here. So yeah, those are just my quick, short thoughts on that MLS slate. I also just wanted to look at the EPL one just for fun because I know a lot of people play that more than MLS, and I wanted to give some thoughts there. There's a huge favorite on this slate as well. It's Liverpool against Leeds United. I would expect Liverpool to win that game by like 3-0 or 4-0. So some of the people I thought were kind of interesting is like Roberto Firmino is down here at 7,800, whereas Salah and Mane are up here, and Firmino is kind of their center forward. He hasn't been their main goal scorer, but he's a good player and he could pop off with 2 or 3 goals. You never know. So I like Firmino at much lower salary than Mo Salah. In their defense, I think you just have to play Alexander Arnold. He is your prototypical wing back. He takes their set pieces. He gets all the points for them, and so I think you pretty much have to play Alexander Arnold, even though there's probably going to be a lot of other people playing Alexander Arnold. There we go. That's a tough name. And Allison is their goalkeeper, and once again, like I said, I think they're the best shot to win. They're the best shot to keep a clean sheet, so you should play Allison. In the Crystal Palace Southampton game, I like Southampton to win this one. So I like Nathan Redmond on Southampton. He plays out on the wing. He's good at cutting inside. He takes quite a few shots. I can see him coming up with a goal in this one. And then I like West Ham to win this game quite a bit, actually. And so some players that I thought were interesting here. You can get Susek at 5,000, Declan Rice at 4,800. Those are both really good value in my opinion. Diop, their outside back at 2,800, is also really good value, I think. So those are some of the guys I like on the EPL. I'm not as practiced there, obviously, so take that with a grain of salt, but I will be playing that slate. So I wanted to give a couple thoughts there because I know a lot of people play those. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up for me tonight, guys. Enjoy your weekend. I hope we come out on top. I will talk to you next week. You can follow me over at Twitter at LCS Picks, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. See ya.